Do you remember the first record you bought, the first blues record?
Well, I remember it was a LEADBELLY record. You heard of LEADBELLY? Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of LEADBELLY.
These records are being made by Hughie Ledbetter from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, the rock on the line is a mighty good road. Oh, the rock on the line, it's a road to ride. The rock on the line, it's a mighty good road. If you want to ride, you got to ride it like you finally get your ticket at the station on the rock on the line. Oh, Jesus died to save our sins. Glory to God, we're going to meet him again. Oh, the rock on the line, it's a mighty good road. Oh, the rock on the line is a road to ride. Oh, the rock on the line, the mighty good road. If you want to ride, you got to ride it like you finally get your ticket at the station on the rock on the line. I may be right and I may be wrong. No, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Oh, the rock on the line, it's a mighty good road. Oh, the rock on the line, it's a road to ride. Oh, the rock on the line, it's a mighty good road. If you want to ride, you got to ride it like you finally get your ticket at the station on the rock on the line.
No one can say it like Leadbelly. No one can touch it.
Leadbelly kind of put me in focus, and I've never been out of focus since.
After I'd gone to the Harry Belafonte and the Odetta and the beginning of Pete Seeger, and then we listened to Leadbelly. It was a very big deal.
Leadbelly, he was, to me, Leadbelly. There was none like him. He was one of a kind.
That's what
Hey, how are you?
do. Welcome. Stan, how are you today?
Excellent, excellent.
Man, we are so
Great
happy.
to be.
I got it in my hand, but I don't have a plan because it only comes from Stan McMahon.
No, that's right.
Welcome. We are
Man,
just, hey, brother, thank you so much for being on the show. Dub, that is your people's. Tell us about it, fam.
Hey, I've been knowing Stan for some years through Jack the Mac for sure. Stan has played on numerous of music that we done woke up on and probably had a lot of smoking parties and all kind of stuff going on. Very inspired person to look up to and enjoy his music as well. Stan, can you tell us some of the music that you played on and what was your most memorable moments of playing on some of the artists that you work with? Can you just explain to us and take us back to that first time when you started doing your thing, man?
Okay. Man, first of all, I would say it's great to be here and talk to you guys. And I was listening to some of the stories, man, and definitely, man, LEADBELLY is definitely one of the icons. I definitely love the old blues. Cause my mom always played blues in the house, and from Lee to Muddy Waters, all that kind of stuff. So I was enjoying that story too. So man, and that was a blessing. But yeah, growing up in Compton, man, it was quite an experience. I'll say just briefly, probably the most known stuff that people know me on is probably the NWA, the Ruthless Records, which was the beginning of the hip hop era. As far as the West Coast, as far as getting some recognition. I knew Lonzo before he started the club. That's why I met Dre and them. They grew up down the street from me. Lonzo grew up around the corner. The Eve After Dark was around the corner from my house where we all grew up. So, yeah, NWA, the Ruthless Records, Mich, DOC, Above the Law, Eazy-E, of course, and, the whole Ruthless Posse, which is kind of started, my fame as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I mean, it was quite an experience just knowing those guys before they started their careers. I mean, early on in their careers when they first started. So, but it's just a journey that you don't know the outcome of it. You just do what you do while you're there, and just God bless me to be in that situation and to meet those guys and just to have a career that just blossom into something I never imagined.
That is absolutely wonderful. And B-Dub, we just so happy to have you bring them together. And Alvin didn't have a clue today that we were going to have Stan, the man, the guitar, to be here with you. And the reaction that he had when we told him, we couldn't see it over the phone, but it was outstanding. So
no, I mean, all of those records, man, those vinyls, I didn't even know he was on the LL Cool J one, the I'm Bad and the Public Enemy. I mean, those are, as we celebrate hip hop's 50th anniversary, your work and your contribution to a lot of these tracks, man, it can't be without told. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talk about the MCs and they talk about producers, even the record labels, but you was the one that was pulling the strings essentially. You know what I'm saying, to make that a track, man. So I got to give you much respect for that. As a DJ myself, I had those vinyl records. The only one I don't have is that Eazy-E Does It one. But that one I don't have. But and I'll say one more other thing too, just as you can attest to, being from the conditions in the communities where we're from, and to be able to still come out of that with an instrument, playing something and then making it part of history. That's essentially what LEADBELLY was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because he was somebody, had he not gotten pardoned, we may not have heard some of these songs. We may never, he would have still been a guy that was just out there working these prison farms. We know it was unjust back then. The Jim Crow era, they didn't have no right representation. And one more other thing that I just thought about, in the Dr. Dre documentary that's on HBO, he's playing Nirvana, and he says that's his favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know who Nirvana's favorite musician is from the MTV Unplugged. I mean, that's all we had to say right there. You know what I'm saying? Here's Dr. Dre, who everybody reveres as, top of the top hip hop production. His favorite band is the Nirvana grunge band, and their favorite artist is on recorded is LEADBELLY. So, and so much so that I think he was even trying to buy the guitar from my grandmother.
Wow.
Wow. Man, that's the story right in itself, and man, I think just growing up listening to all that blues stuff, I always wanted to meet those guys and play with them, like BB and LEADBELLY. Just to meet them, would have been a great honor for me, But it's great to know you too, man. Just to meet you here and just listen to all these great stories, man. Um, yeah, I'm excited, man. And back to the hip hop, when I saw the 50th anniversary of hip hop, I enjoyed it. But as you mentioned, the hip hop artists never mentioned the musicians. It's almost like how in Motown, how the Funk Brothers had to do their own documentary for all the musicians that are behind the scenes that made a lot of the music and make these artists sound and the way they have. So
Yeah,
I think we need our own celebration to celebrate that because
I
they
agree.
always celebrate the artists, but not the people behind the scenes and like the musicians.
And there you have it right there, coming straight from Stan, the man, the guitar player. You know what? Everything you touch is gold, platinum, diamond, gold. You have an amazing list. When Dub sent us out all the things that you worked on, could you just enlighten somebody besides just this great record right here? Speaking of behind the scenes, we're gonna figure out how you got behind the scenes, but could you just enlighten everyone, Brother Stan, on how many people you actually have done records for? With these plaques are yours, by the way. This is not me. These are all Stan the Man's right here, by the way.
Yeah, man, it's been so many. I never counted, but um,
Yeah.
I'll say hundreds, of artists, and just it was something that I could never even imagine, man, because that was just a blessing from God because I didn't go out to search for these artists, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because Lonzo and Dre, they grew up down the street from me,
Yeah.
and I was around when they were doing that world class wrecking crew,
History.
and before that, I had an R&B band used to practice in our garage, and Lonzo used to always come watch us rehearse.
Now, what
'Cause
was
he
the name
always
of
had
that band, and how did I'm excuse me for interrupting? What was the name of that band, and how did you all get together? And what was your backgrounds for music? Was it from the church? Are you family? How did that get together?
The name of that band was called Black Frost at that time, and we played top 40 music. See, with the R&B bands, the interesting story about the bands is,
Yeah.
before rap came along, it was just bands, and we had music programs in schools, and you could pick up an instrument, and they'd teach you an instrument, and they had classes for all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when we used to have a band and play, we used to play at all the clubs. But the part of it that hurt the bands back in the day is when the DJs came and they start undercutting the bands because the DJs could play all night, just play records, and undercut them for DJs like, I'll charge you $50 or
Right.
$100. And back then, $200 for a band was a lot of money.
Right.
But when the DJs came, they started cutting the bands out because they're like, well, we got a DJ just play,
We don't
So
need you.
forget
what you got going on, right? Yeah.
it was a love-hate thing back then when the DJs started coming along, and then, then the rappers, rap came along, and so it was a good transition. But before the rap era, I was doing like R&B and funk, like with Foster Stillworth and Lakeside, and different groups and stuff like that. Yeah, I was doing some funk and stuff back then.
Alvin, do you have anything that you wanted to? I'm sorry, Doug. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I want to ask. So
Go ahead.
who were some of the ones that you was influenced guitarist styles? Was it more of the Jimmy kind of style? Was it more of like Isley Brothers, or was you more folk, or let's say blues kind of? Who was the person that you heard and was like, wow, I like that guitarist?
Well, BB was definitely a big influence. BB King, Albert King, all the guitar players. Jimi Hendrix for sure, because everybody wanted to be Jimi Hendrix. So I used to try to imitate all those guys. Jimmy and BB, and I LEADBELLY came later, but we grew up just listening to blues because my mom used to have parties in the living room, playing all the blues records. Because back then we had records. They were called 78, and they were like albums, but they would spin a lot faster at a faster rate. And it was like a thicker record, but you know, before the albums came, it was 78. So I'm telling my age, but yeah, that's, you know, we used to play all of those.
Have you played? Do you play the 12 string yourself?
Yeah, I can play 12 string. Yeah, I have to practice on playing the slide, but you know, the slide is like the little metal or glass piece they put over their finger and slide across the guitar, give it that, you know, almost like a synth sound. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. You know, all the blues artists, whether they play guitar or not, it was just something about the guitar. You know, so I used to. When I was young, used to walk around the house just playing the broom. You know what I mean? So after playing the broom so much, I had an uncle or a friend of the family. He bought me my first guitar, and then it kind of started from there. I just had a love for the guitar. You know, that was just, you know, a talent that God gave me. So it's just something about the guitar, you know. And from there, it just blossomed from there. And then we had neighbors that we started a band with, just to, you know, start jamming together. And it kind of grew from there. Then in junior high school, they had a music program. And, you know, back then we had programs to cultivate music, especially with the youth, you know what I mean? But since now they've taken all the music programs out of the schools, you know, it's a whole different environment. Right. Young kids are not exposed to playing instruments anymore. Right. It's just exposed to being rappers, you know, and getting into gangs and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Right.
You know,
right.
So
no, when I was interviewing, Pete Seeger was saying the thing with the 12 string was it was very loud, and he joked and said that the reason why it worked for LEADBELLY because he would be in, you know, the horse saloons and you know those little bar juke joints, and you needed something that can play louder than the fights. When guys start to play, when guys would get to fighting, you gotta, you know how it like DJing, you can't play knuck if you buck when you see them fighting. You gotta kind of switch it a little bit, but you don't want to make everybody panic. And so what LEADBELLY would do, he had a guitar that can play a little louder and kind of get everybody back to dancing, you know, over the bar fight. And I thought that was interesting how it's such a loud, you know, guitar.
Yeah, because it got different. You got, you know, instead of having the 16, you got 12 strings, so you get a lot of tone out of it, and you different frequencies, and it just shows how, you know, music controls, you know, calms the savage beast, or it can create a riot too, you know. So depending on how you play it, so music is very powerful and magical in itself, and the playing instrument is being a conductor of vibes and even controlling people and attitudes. So because just like when you're in a different mood, you can put on a different record to either calm you down or hype you up, or so, you know, music is very powerful in itself.
Yeah.
What was you gonna say, Dub?
I'm just taking it all in right now, man. You know.
Yeah, I am too, man. You know, I'm trying to you know, Alvin, you didn't jump in and go ahead and did your thing, man. You know, I know you super at it, so I appreciate it. You know, maybe after today, because we said when I'm from the zoo, we wanted to bring people together that never met before, and in the same industry, so that maybe their relationship could blossom from the zoo.
Right. Right.
So one of the things that I heard you say, Stan, and both of you album, that the blues that came from LEADBELLY was your family listened to the blues a lot growing up, and where did the funk come from, Stan? Where did that come from, man? Where did that come from? Where did you
Compton?
Back to what I said, Compton, baby.
Right. Man, the funk, man, you know, let's see, the funk, I think it started from I ain't gonna say it started there, but just after, you know, Jimi Hendrix era and the blues,
yeah,
you start listening to Sly and the Family Stone and Larry Graham.
Yes.
And you know,
did you ever meet any of those greats as well? Like after you became one of the one of the greats. Did you get a chance to parallel life and meet some of them? Or work with them?
I never got to meet Sly Stone. I was definitely an influence too. You know, and I would love to, have met Sly.
Yeah.
And but further down the line, I mean, I played with I wrote with Lakeside and other groups like that. But
I have
like some of the other funk groups, I think I met George Clinton one time, but never jammed with him or see some of the greats like Bootsy and all that stuff. When that stuff started coming, that vibe right there was an era, man. And that kind of expanded my mind on the funk and stuff like that.
Bootsy and the funk.
Once Parliament and all that stuff, and Bootsy and it all stemmed from Sly and Jimi Hendrix. Because it's man, it's a great era of funk music when that came out. So.
And what do you think? Do you think like now Alvin has a film project. Alvin, can you maybe tell us more about tell Stan what you got going on in the future?
Yeah.
Let us know what's happening.
Yeah, man. So this film is really a kind of it's the first official one from the family. Like I said, we did the book, and I wanted to do something in video form. But to me, it's just one more chapter because there's a lot of people I didn't get a chance to get into it. I didn't get the Chuck D's or people like Stan or your Wyclefs or what I'm saying, the Indie Reeds, even like a Questlove where that can kind of tie it in to modern day. Right.
We can merge this together and everybody can link up and we'll make sure that we make that happen. If that would be okay with you, Brother Stan.
Man, I'd love to be a part of that project. Any way I can help out, man. I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing a screening, if you're in LA, I'm definitely trying to do a screening in Los Angeles and Oakland. I see you got the A. Are you not in Oakland?
Hey, we in the Bay. Hey, come on. Hey, let's
so hey man. Well, you know about Fantastic Negrito then?
Yeah, definitely.
He's got a song called "In the Pines." And he switched the whole version about Black mothers who lost their children to gun violence because I think his brother passed away.
Yeah,
and he's really nice, man. I mean, he's a guitarist too. He's cool with Tony, and all of them. And so I think what's interesting for me is that I've been trying to connect that dot with, say, like the MCs, right? Thinking that the Meek Mills, the Lil Waynes, and those who have the LEADBELLY kind of story of, having hit records, going to jail, coming out and getting a hit record.
Right.
But the learning curve is just a little too much for them. I think more of the guys like Stan and guys who actually play guitar and actually rock out is the ones that I have a faster, they get it much faster than anything. The same if I talk to Jack White, and Meek Mills, Jack White is a hell yes. Meek Mills I need time to look at Wikipedia a little bit. Right. But guys like Stan the Man, you can give him a couple hours, man. He probably can come up with some tunes, and that'll be something that'll be good.
Speaking of that, Alvin, man, thank you, Stan, brother. How did you? Tell us about this session. Let me just go there. Tell us about this session and anything you want to say.
Is that Easy Does It, or is that boy?
Easy Does It. Man, look, this record's so ill, fam. It's the real vinyl. My house had caught on fire, and I ran in the house when I was 15, and I grabbed all my records. Still got the soot on it. I kid you not.
Oh man,
they wasn't getting my Easy Does It record, bro. This mug came to believe it. This mug came to believe in music in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I jumped on it. It was 3 copies.
That just shows you willing to die for music, man. That shows how powerful it is. You know what I mean? Because you could have easily just let the record melt and burn up in the fire, but music is so powerful that it's something that you need to, cherish and have with you. So it brings back so many memories of good things in your life and the era. Because when you put it on, you automatically flash back to that era. So it's like a time capsule, on vinyl. You know what I mean?
And still got the plastic on it with the price. It was it was $4.99.
Think about that. Was a lot of money back then.
That was a lot of money back then, and we didn't. And this was a habit, fam. And we used to be Dub. You could tell us, fam. Tell us about the record stores back at the crib, fam.
Oh man, plenty record stores. Boogie, what was that? Boogie Records? What's the name of it?
Boogie Records. Boogie Records.
Oh man, they had to go down there, and then my mom was a DJ, so all the records Mich got, my mom got like 10,000 plus on there. She was a DJ in Chicago.
Tell them about
it. She the one. My mom, her name was Lady New Money. She brung all the DJ battles to Kalamazoo back in the day from Chicago, and they would spin records, and they would play this song. Then somebody come back and play this song, and she was killing them back in the day. My mom really had an eye for the music and the listener from what my mom did. Yes. So I grew up off the music stage. Got family members, and also, do you remember Superman Lover?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who wrote that? Do anybody know who wrote that?
You talking about the one Johnny Guitar Watson did, or?
Yeah, the one Johnny Guitar did. You know who wrote that?
No.
Ronaldo Ray. It's my uncle.
Ronaldo Ray.
Ronaldo Ray wrote that?
Yes.
Ronaldo Ray.
It's probably
man.
He wrote Superman Lover on a napkin. And he wrote it on a napkin. And he was mad before he passed away. He had to go to court and stuff about trying to get his royalties back because they gave it to Johnny Guitar. When Johnny Guitar died, they gave it all to his kids. And Ronaldo used to be pissed off and mad, like, motherfuckers didn't write shit. You know how funny he is.
Right.
He said, I wrote that on a napkin. And Red was right there talking about Red Fox. Red Fox used to manage Ronaldo for like 11 years.
He
said he wrote that in front of Red. I was Red. All you gotta do is ask Red. He was hollering at him. But yeah,
and then
Ronaldo
years later, that
sample
was on Redman's first album.
Yes, it was. So Ronaldo.
So I mean that would have revived the whole thing because you remember he had the song "The Superman Lover" Part 1 and Part 2.
Superman Lover. Yeah.
That was a bad song. So we used to go to this club called La Louisiana. You know what that is, Stan?
Man, I used to go there on weekends all the time, man. I played there sometimes, but yeah, they had the band there, and yeah.
Yeah, so Ronaldo come in town, he would go up to La Louisiana. We get in free, and I go in there and we have free drinks and everything. And they asked Ronaldo to come up there and sing Superman Lover. And he would go up there and sing it, man. And it used to be a crowd of people, man. So shouts out to Rest in Peace. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing.
I met him several times too, man. Definitely rest in peace, man. He
was that's beautiful right there. We were saying, Brother Stan, earlier how Brother Roger Mosley played the lead in Brother Alvin's great uncle, LEADBELLY. Right?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? And my homeboy who told me that I went to college with is from Compton.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? His daddy used to be the athletic counselor at UCLA, Mr. Johnson.
Was Roger from Compton?
Roger and them they was all.
Yeah, I did know that. I did know he was from Compton.
Wow, I didn't know that too. Y'all heard y'all talking about that. Wow.
Ain't that's a crazy small world on top. There's so much great things we got on, you know what I mean? And I don't want to keep going on. So
Alvin, I want to add one more about LA because while we're in there, I don't want to didn't say it and it don't match.
Yes.
But during the research, I'm looking at a lot of the pictures that he had. Those pictures back in the day where it'd be club photos and then they give it back. They even would do it to us. And then put it in a sleeve and then sell it to you, right? Well, we found something. I looked at the address, is not on me now, but it was Sunset, LA. I was like, wow, so what was he doing in Los Angeles? Come to find out, LEADBELLY wanted to get into the cowboy movies. He felt like, hey, I can play and I live the lifestyle, and I want to get into some cowboy movies. And he spent like a month in Los Angeles auditioning and trying to do it. The only thing was he was already 58 years old. So he didn't have that young kind of swag, already had the gray hair and everything. But, he spent a lot of time while he was in LA, people had him perform. So I'm going to find those venues names, man, and see if they still up there. But I'm pretty sure he came through Compton and had some jam sessions out there as well. You know, we never know.
You know what? I wanted to ask because I'm sorry, Stan. Go ahead.
Oh man, I just wanted to jump in real quick.
Yes, sir.
I know we mentioned Red Fox, and now my mom used to have some records, some comedy records from Red Fox, and because on Central, I grew up near, Rosecrans Central, not far from there. And Dudo's was a record company, and Dudo's was a place that, they used to have it was like a club. You could rent it out, but they used to have their live performances, and you used to have a recording studio in there. And Red Fox and all those people used to record there because Red Fox did an album on Dudo's Records, if you ever see it. Yeah. And that was right down the street from me on 135th, and that was Central. But it should have been a landmark, but they tore it down. But even if you look in the movie NWA movie, when you see Dre and them performing, that was at Dudo's, and it used to be there that you could do live performances and stuff. And but yeah, in Compton, in LA, man, they used to have these clubs that all these people used to perform at. It used to be a hotbed of activity, and that's where all the black musicians and celebrities used to perform.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, we're gonna connect that dot and see what that's one of the names. I'm gonna find out for sure.
That's awesome.
Because I got if you look on the records, it's Dudo's Records. And Sam Dudo used to have my mom and them used to always go there when they had parties, and I always remember that record because the album cover, the album label was colorful, and I always said Dudo's on it. But yeah, if you look that up, that was right there, not far from where I grew up, also. Because I remember the album cover. It was called I think it's called Watch Your Whole Ass or something. He had a mule on there, and he was standing next to the mule, and the mule's behind. But anyway, but yeah, that was that just brought back memories when you said about that. Red Fox.
Already.
But yeah, man, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
No, you are. You
That's exactly why we're here for the show, for our guests to connect. And we had that surprise for Alvin. And like I said, Alvin, he was just a surprise to find out that you were going to be on the show as well. I think this is like, learning. I can hear our clock in the background. I don't know. I think we're going to the third quarter already. Dub. Anybody you want to shout out real quick, man, for the sponsors real quick?
For Mini Whirlpool, the next new technology into recovery for athletes and medical. I'd like to give shout outs to Nano Hydration water, new water company. We put athletes on the bottle, and this is alkaline water, so it does get the message across, and we better than Gatorade, baby.
That's real. Shouts out. And also shouts out to Kellogg's, the Breakfast of Champions for the children. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we got to do. Once again, here on I'm From the Zoo, I'm your co-host, Mike Mich. That's our co-host, B-Dub. And we have superstars in the building, Mr. Alvin Singh, the great grandnephew of the great LEADBELLY, and Stan the Man Guitar. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy show. My mama gonna be like calling me as soon as this is done, y'all. Like, how did you get those? That was great, Michael. I love you, mama. Oh, what I was gonna say is, I gotta say this. We were also, gentlemen, trying to coordinate another special guest who is actually from the zoo, and his name is Mr. Pete Marino. I want to shout out to Tim Marino. Pete Marino is Tim Marino is a friend of ours, but his father, Pete Marino, was the person that designed some of these guitars for Elvis Presley, B.B. King, and Jimi Hendrix. And he did it in a shop right there in Kalamazoo on Gibson Guitar, right there in Kalamazoo for many, many years. And nobody even knew that he was in the cut. And he's 82, and we can't wait to have him on the guest, but we wanted him to be a part of this, but we just couldn't coordinate it as of yet. So shouts out to you, Mr. Marino. Isn't that right, Dub?
Yeah, shouts out to Mr. Marino. Gibson guitar, Kalamazoo's finest, for
Yeah,
sure.
I love to meet that guy.
We wanted to make sure that we would love that too. You dig it? We was trying, and I'm sure his son is going to check the show. So we wanted to give a shout out to Tim and Mr. Marino, and for you. And I just want to transfer going over because it seems like you gentlemen have projects jumping and sparking right off of this screen right here. I can see the wheels spinning out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You already
you know what I'm saying? And if we're all in Cali or we're not, wherever we are, it doesn't matter. We can connect. But really one quick, Stan, what about that session with Eazy-E or DJ Quick? You got to tell us a little something about that. Just a little something.
Okay.
Something. Yeah.
All right. So far as Eazy, now if you saw the NWA movie, it's pretty much factual on how they, Eazy became a rapper. Because he would just be the financer, and he would, come around because he had groups he wanted to finance and get, and put them out. So, but yeah, when that group, the guys from New York, they wanted to do, they were trying to get to do the Easy, Boys in the Hood and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was factual, and watching Jay convert Eazy into a rapper. That was factual, and that was it was hilarious and sometimes painful because he'd have to punch every word, and I would be in the sessions just watching him, and we'd be laughing.
Is your character in the film? I'm sorry, Stan. Is your character in the film in the studio?
No, man, they left me out. They left me out.
What? That's what I'm sitting there thinking.
Oh, that's crazy.
I didn't mean to stop it right there, but we got to veto that right there. Got to veto that right there, baby. That ain't no play coming from the Bay. No way. How come they didn't put you in there, man? Look, you telling us. Let me stop. Go back to the story. Let me quit.
Yeah, we got to veto that.
You gotta veto.
Tell us, Brother Stan.
Stan, from your point of view, Stan, that kind of sucked. That didn't rub you the wrong way. So how you feel about that? And say how you feel about that shit.
Please do.
Man, I'll be truthful, man. It was foul, but I guess it's politics or whatever way because when the limelight comes, certain people they only want to be in the limelight. But I was there doing all those sessions because I played all the parts and played all the
Which is crazy in these movies. Just for the future, y'all better put any other person redoing any music. You better have Stan the Man, guitar player in the session, or the movie is not official. Would you agree, Alvin?
I agree, man. Especially when they were on the set.
Come on, man. Sorry, Brother Stan. We can't even trip. We're tripping on that right there. Veto.
So you got to veto that shit. So one more thing, Stan. This is important. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. We got stuff going on with Tupac right now. Got his murder getting solved, kind of. How was it working with the great Tupac, man?
And Tupac is a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
He's a hyper kind of guy, but he's always funny, man.
Yeah.
He's being there laughing and smoking weed and all that kind of stuff, and I mean, just real creative, and I guess he knew what he was here to do. You know what I mean? Because I played on the first album, Me Against the World. I actually co-wrote a song with him and Shock G on it, and called "Fuck the World." We co-wrote that song on Me Against the World. And I played on the last album I played on with Tupac was the Machiavelli album, Live and Die in L.A. I played on that song.
Oh my God! I mean, you're talking my soundtrack. You're talking our soundtrack of our lives. Would y'all agree?
I agree, man. Definitely agree, man.
Here.
I definitely agree.
Brother Stan, you are the soundtrack of our lives, man. That's like real, man. Like I can't thank you enough on that level, bro. For real. And Dub, I love you, fam. For real, you my guy. How you brought Stan the Man here, and Kier, how you brought Alvin here. God is the greatest. You dig
Oh
it?
yeah. We got another zoo. We got another zoo. Straight from the zoo to Jack the Mac. Shouts out to Jack the Mac. That's how I met Stan the guitar man. Through Jack the Mac.
You know Jack the Mac, Stan?
I used to live in Arizona for a few years. We always had a studio in the same building.
DJ Needles and all of them too?
I know the faces. I don't know all the names, but Jack introduced me to a lot of people, from the zoo for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, me and Jack used to hang out all the day, man, all the time, man.
That's our guy. I mean, that's Dub. That's our guy. I'm Michigan, fam. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Michigan,
wow, that's crazy. I'm my bad, Alvin.
Shouts out to Michigan.
Playing tennis. I'm Venus and Serena in this mug today.
Shouts out to Michigan. Shouts out to Michigan.
Shouts out to Michigan in the building. Shout out to Jack the Mac. I just talked to Mac earlier, and he said we're gonna get his show coming up because Cal is multi-talented. Not only could he do that music, that boy's an NBA boy just back in the day. Stan, that's great that you knew him like that, man. Tell us more about that. I love that. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Jack used to tell me, Stan, back in the day, you used to just sit in there and listen to him make beats.
Yeah, I mean, because my studio was on the second floor, and he was on the third floor.
Is this the compound?
I mean, we was in a bit.
No.
This wasn't the compound?
That was on 44th, right?
Yeah, it was on 40th and McDowell.
Yeah, that's for me. I was there. I was there too. Yeah.
Okay. That's where we was at. So, I mean, I had my studio downstairs, and Jack had his studio upstairs. So, he'd come down, hang out with me, and sometimes I wouldn't do nothing. Go up, hang out with him. We be smoking and drinking, whatever, just chilling.
Right on.
Just having fun, making beats and just talking and laughing. But yeah, that's Jack. I mean, Jack is real cool, man. Because me and him was real tight.
Great people, man. My brother. Man. I really love. We can maybe get you on the next show next time. So Mr. Alvin, tell us if you don't mind. I'd like to ask you too, brother. Like, tell everyone what you got going on. Like, when are your films coming out? They're going to be. You said you want to do a screening in LA. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah. So right now
I'm here to help.
Absolutely, man. Right now, I'm on the screening and the film festival thing. So it's not available online on no streaming platforms.
Okay,
that's where I'm trying to negotiate and work with some companies.
Absolutely.
So things like this, man, helping me get the word out. I definitely.
What about the soundtrack? They're going to soundtrack.
So now that's where I'm coming together with people like Worthy.
Yeah.
To help me to do something ourselves now. Everybody else has been doing something. So now.
Yeah.
What does that little dream compilation look like? And Stan is definitely on the list right now.
Come on, man. Sure,
yes, sir.
Hey, I'm gonna pitch mine too while you playing.
What you say, Stan?
I say, is the film already? It's already shot and everything.
Oh yeah. So the documentary is done. We had the first premiere in Nashville last week. We won the Audience Choice Award. That's where my whole family, that's where I'm from, is Nashville. So we did it there granddad and everybody can come and, just see it on the big screen and everybody that's in Nashville that's been supporting. So
are you looking for distribution for it?
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Any introductions is needed.
Yeah, I got some hookups for that.
Yeah, because we got some big names, man. We own all of it, and so I mean I can negotiate with those who help, as well. So and that's the good thing about it right now. Get that out there, and then we can continue to do more things like this.
Excellent.
To educate, to educate people on it.
That's
right. You have a sizzle reel or something, or
I got it all, man. I can show you everything. Yep.
Okay, perfect. We definitely can chop it up. I got some distribution outlets, from so yeah, that definitely, I'd love to help you on that. Definitely get that out. And if anything you need on the soundtrack, let me know, or we'll make it happen.
Let's go. I'm from the zoo. That's what we do. We love it.
Hey, Alvin, my auntie was a Black Panther, right? And she was in both chapters, the Illinois chapter and the New York chapter.
Ooh.
So I'm in the process of putting a documentary together on that. So I might need to get with you.
Absolutely, man. This is, and that's one thing I'll be saying at the Q&As is everybody has a lead belly in their family, right?
Yeah.
How many times we open up the internet, you see longest serving barbershop in mobile, the first black postal, the first, or guitarist on, Eazy-E's first record. There's a story in everybody's family, right?
Man, I love how you think. That's how I feel and think too. I can see this. I can see it spinning everything around. That's terrific.
So I mean, and you said it's your grandma or your not your mom, was it?
No, it's my aunt.
Right. So
my mom's sister.
Off the back, my history, those two chapters as Tupac's mom was New York and Fred Hampton in Chicago. So how much stories that she got that's key people in it. You know what I'm saying? So
information.
It's so much there, man. And I encourage, I can give you the whole blueprint, how I went about it and what, how we asked certain questions. Cause Lead Belly, it was 2 pardons,
right.
Understanding what that was. We got publishing, who did the guy write the lyrics or did Lead Belly write the lyrics?
Asking, like when you, I mean, not to cut you off all the way, but like,
no, go ahead.
When you were diving deep into your family, I know that probably was a little painful, finding out that this and that happened. I don't know if you covered it in the film. I can't wait to see it. That's for sure. But could you share with us a little bit when you were doing your research, what happened to make that situation happen with the family?
So with us, it was no, trying to sugarcoat his background, right? So with the first incarceration was actually a fight. Remember I was saying about brothers fighting and the jealousy in the clubs and guys dancing to his song, and the guy started a fight with Lead Belly. He defended himself. The second time, and he got pardoned from Texas. The second time, it was him performing, and a white guy wouldn't let him go to the bathroom. And I think Lead Belly was trying to take a break and was just like, I'm about to go to the bathroom. And, that's segregated. And, the guy was drunk and was like, you going outside. And Lead Belly was a man that wouldn't go back down from anything. So he too got in a fight with the guy and ended up in Angola State Prison. What I learned now later is that same guy, 8 years later, unlived his own sister. So he had some own issues, you know what I'm saying? And so he was, taken out, trying to use the white privilege and thought he can lock up a legend, but the legend came out and is on a radio station playing all over the, all over the country while he's doing, his own time for, hurting his own sister. So for us, it was telling this story that no matter what, he represented resilience. He didn't give up. So he made 2 songs asking each governor to pardon him. If you wake up in the morning like you had me, I wake up and set you free. He was already rhyming back then, and he took that as an opportunity. So I think, for us,
a lot of his songs were already things with social nature and bringing it to the front. And then he had such a talent that he was sat there, and I watched that film, and I watched him, how he brought him out the chain gang and brought him straight to the governor, and he looked like the emperor, and he played a little bit for him, and he let him go just off the strength of that. Is amazing.
And you know what? This whole summer, I've been receiving alerts, MSNBC, CNN, NPR, and it's all on the origin of the word woke. So I don't know if you even did that. We didn't talk about this part. So Lead Belly is the first person on recorded record to say "stay woke."
Stay woke.
And he's talking about the Scarsboro boys case. The young boys, it was like 19 to 12 years old, who were falsely accused, and it was on a train. Well, when Lead Belly did the song, he's like, when you go down to Alabama, make sure you stay woke. Here we are today. That's one of the rally calls or division between left and right, consciousness or unconsciousness.
Yeah.
You got a whole Florida governor, got an anti-woke bill.
Yeah.
You got former president out here talking about he's against woke. Then you got other side saying we all need to stay woke on climate change, women, police brutality and everything. And so that has nothing even to do with our film. So I haven't even been able to figure out how to tackle that, because that's a whole nationwide debate right now, between woke and what does it actually mean. But his lyrics and what he stood for back then by speaking on that, it goes to show that it lasted longer than any of the other, any of the things of anybody trying to take him down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
one thing is for sure that on this show, for the record and the history with Stan the Man Guitar and yourself, Alvin, is that this is a total bridge. We got the beginning with LEADBELLY in the beginning of rock and roll, and he still was talking about social issues. And then we got Stan the Man Guitar, who is our pretty much our life soundtrack. You dig it? With our and not only our life soundtrack, up and close and personal, and laying down the foundation with the gods, Dr. Dre, Tupac, Ice Cube. You know what I wanted to ask you, Brother Stan? What does the Jets mean to you?
The Jets?
The Jets. The Jets.
Jets?
Yeah, the Jets.
You mean the R&B group, the Jets, or?
Yeah, the Jets.
Oh man, that was a cool little group though. I just
you played
that
the Jets too, huh? You see what I'm saying, Alvin? We don't even know. He even goes back in the 80s, fam. You feel what I'm saying? Because Lakeside, slide, slip it, slide. A bunch of troubles going down. Just look, that's what you want. Are they talking to me? Who's that? They talking to me? Oh, man. Is they talking to me? Stan, we had all the records. Dub will tell you. We went to man, look, we got records. We didn't have the internet and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I played every instrument when I was a kid. But when my mama got me the DJ stuff, bro, I had to get the records. So I had this is how good God is. Not knowing I'd be able to be here, Dub, man, to be here with you, and then Alvin with you, because I'm telling you, the first thing I ever played when I was little was boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a real moment, y'all.
That's the first thing you learn on the guitar. When
that's
you
the
pick
first
up the
thing.
guitar.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I learned.
And that's LEADBELLY. And that's LEADBELLY. And so, and you talking about MSN and MSNC, calling you about being woke. The woke has started with your great uncle, I'm sure, and other many artists, but it never ever stopped that parallel all the way up to Ice Cube and NWA. You can't get that no more woke than that period.
Right.
And then
a lot of those.
Now. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those samples that from NWA and Easy, those are blues samples. So those are the samples that I was replaying over.
See.
And so another thing, Alvin, I had a question. How did LEADBELLY get his name? Who gave his name?
Come on.
Ooh, good question. So his last name is Ledbetter, right? You hang around a lot of rap guys, so you can put this together. I asked the Smithsonian archivist guy, and he said, because you remember LEADBELLY would travel. His first tour was prisons.
Wow.
His first tours was not the music halls and universities. His first tours was the South prisons. And what he would do is he would get there and he would start playing, and then that's when the other prisoners would say, "Oh yeah, I got a song too." And apparently there's guys like Ironhead and like what's the movie? Remember Life? The movie Life? Who was the baseball player?
Yeah.
Right. Two-tone or something like that. Well, they had these names. So his came LEADBELLY. It matched his last name.
Wow.
And he was known as a tough fighter himself, so it matched. But the question is, he spelled it two words, not one word. So he always spelled it as two words. Yeah, LEADBELLY. So he knew his showmanship.
Man, this is deep. So Kiki, I think we're gonna do overtime, Kiki. So because this is getting too good. We need to go to OT with this just one time.
We're going into OT. We only could go into OT just a little bit, and I can't stand it. I gotta wrap it up so much soon, but we can do a little bit of OT. Was that okay with you, gentlemen? If we have a little overtime?
I got a few more minutes. Yeah, I got a few more.
Okay.
For sure.
And so,
and the reason
I'm sorry.
No, the reason I asked you that question was, because Dr. Dre gave me my name, because that was so that's what I thought. I was like, what's his name? Because my name is Stanley Jones, but
Yes.
You can't be around. You can't be on, with rappers and you don't have your own so-called nickname. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
professional name. So Stanley Jones didn't sound good on record, so he just called me Stan the Guitar Man, and so that's how I got my name. So that's why I was asking.
You made me just think of something too. When you look at all his friends, they don't have alias names. Josh White, it's just Josh White. Woody Guthrie, just Woody Guthrie. Pete Seeger, just Pete Seeger. Paul Robeson,
He was friends with Paul Robeson?
Oh, yeah. That
Really?
was his guy. Yeah.
That's amazing right there. Now that's another story in itself. When I moved to Brooklyn, the people that befriended me were the people that ran the Paul Robeson Theater right there in 50 Gates. That was deep right there, Alvin fam. Man, we got so much to build on. And I'm sorry, go ahead. Forgive me.
Nah, I mean, that's why it made me think he didn't have his own alias back then.
It makes sense that they would be friends. You feel me? Socially connected, just like Muhammad and Malcolm and Sam Cooke and the music. It's funny how the music and the politics kind of supersede, just like the sports and the music supersede. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's the main thing about it. That this right here, for Black people, changed the world. And they don't give us enough credit thinking that we didn't know nothing about this guitar, especially right now in the music industry. While we got Stan the Man Guitar on the phone, on the spot with us in the house, and we got Mr. Alvin Singh, LEADBELLY's genuine ancestor, who's already been doing research, man. This is amazing. What you think, Dub? What you think, fam?
Hey, Stan the Guitar Man, we got the infamous Al. I don't know what to say about this man over here. He is shiner, man. I like to be around people that shine,
Yes, indeed, brother.
Congratulations to everything that you got going on, man. And definitely want to be involved with next go around and get some insight on you about the Black Panther thing as well.
And big shout out to y'all, man, for providing this platform for us. You know what I'm saying? I think in this digital age, so many of us we're trying to figure out how to tell these stories and connect these dots, and you're using it for the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is going to be up for years to come for people to see. So I big respect for you guys, man, to take this time and take that, that mantle, to go ahead and do it. Because for LEADBELLY, Alan Lomax was the father and son. But then I found out there were other Black ethnomusicologists who were recording some of the same things. Zora Neale Hurston, there's a guy in Fisk University, he was doing it. So, there was always the ones that had the equipment and push record, just like you guys. You know what I'm saying? So get much respect for providing that, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you as well, man. Thank you.
What about you, Alvin? I know we got a million more stories, and I know y'all got to go. But one question, last question for you, Alvin. Who's doing who put the documentary together? Like, are you doing the filming, or what part of it? Are you the financial?
I'm the producer of it, and the family is the executive producer. So we use money from his royalties to jumpstart it. And that's really it. The director is a guy named Kurt Hahn, based out of Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was talking to some people about doing my documentary also. That's really nasty, but yeah, definitely, man. We all need to link up. And
we going to, man, because I went to film school. But you didn't know, Alvin, I went to film school. Everybody that knows me, man, I'm a film guy. I've had the camera. I still got the old video H. So this right here is special. I don't want to leave. Once again, I don't want it to end. But the thing about I wanted to also say, for the record, thank you, Alvin, for that, because that was beautiful. This has been a marvelous show. Definitely one of our best, produced wise and content wise. And brother Stan, man, I can't believe this, man, but that I'm happy to be connected with you. I'm truly honored. I can't wait to really, really tap in with all that you've done. But what I want to say to you, gentlemen, is you are a part of Black people. And we appreciate what you've done with your contributions forever and ever, evermore. No matter what we do or where we go on time on, you're always connected to the ancestors. You're always connected to the people. We will always love your music or what you did and how that come out of your heart, mind, body, and soul, what God gave you. We thank you. And Brother Alvin, we know how it feels to have sacred ancestor royalty blood in your system. You feel me? If you walk on these, you walk on that earth a little lighter. You walk out there, you feel a little better. You got your chest out a little bit more.
Right,
Your arms feel a little bit stronger. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You sway a little different way. Somebody look at you wrong, you got to sing a song. You know what I'm saying? Can't a rhythm on the radio come down without you know it's been for where it's been from. You know, you connected like the game, baby. Connect four. If you feel me, it's all good. You know, so just to have both of you two royalty on the spot. And then we got Kiki. Y'all can't see her behind the scenes. She is absolutely fabulous with the Come Through Network. Where I'm from, we're from Kalamazoo. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm talking. I know we gotta go. But
where you from? Where you from, Mike Mich?
Man, I'm from the zoo, baby. Come on.
From the zoo,
right here with Alvin Singh and Stand Man Guitar. Man, we just thank you so much, both of you, for being here. And if anything you want to tap in before we roll out, please, gentlemen, the floor is both yours.
Just the website is houseofblues.com. Instagram, it's official LEADBELLY. My Instagram, DJ Alspin, ALSPIN. That's it. I mean, that's the best way.
Okay. And Brother Stan, what you got going on?
Sir.
You know what? One thing I wanted to ask you. I could ask you, Alvin, I can't stop, fam. You feel me? My bad. Bro, how do you, do people still call you to this day to get down with you on the music? And how does that stop? What motivates you? Are you still in the lab? I'm a nerd, for real. I want to know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it used to be since the pandemic and they kind of stopped people from networking a lot. So it's been a little different. So sometimes I do stuff over the internet and send stuff back and forth. But I had put out an album in 2009. It's on iTunes. Concrete Soul, Stand the Guitar Man.
Okay.
It's just instrumental. So that's just some stuff I put out, and I'm working on a book right now, and I'm a eventually get that done and get this documentary going. But yeah, I'm still writing. I got a bunch of music I'm gonna put out for another album also. So right now I'm just looking out for some features to put on here, and but yeah, I got a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So definitely.
We just got a question from a viewer that just said, ask Stan the Man, do you still work with Dr. Dre right now? And how is your relationship with Ice Cube?
I haven't talked to Dre in a minute, or Ice Cube. They still around, if I need to reach out to them. But I haven't done nothing with neither one of them lately. But we still, we still family. That's all good.
Right on.
Definitely no ill will towards anybody.
Okay. Well, we already know this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. When we do the part two, you can go into more details about.
We got to do part two, man.
Got to do a part two, baby. So part two gonna come up, man. But
we got to do a part two. Alvin, there's a part two for you, and we could do the follow up. And matter of fact, what we're gonna do when we get off the air right now, we're gonna make sure that we link you and Stan together, so that because the project sounds dynamite. I don't care if I got to hold the light, the boom mic, or anything. I'm with y'all. Whatever you need. You feel me?
Man,
we're
family,
appreciate
bro.
it.
I appreciate it, man. This has been absolutely outstanding. Dub, why don't you take us out? Where you from, Dub?
I'm from the zoo where all the animals stay.
That's real right there. And we're right here. And Alvin, we thank you so much, man, brother. Can't wait to rap with you soon. Brother Stan, thank you so much. I'm the host with the most, Mike, Michigan. We're on Like Minds, 420 Come Through Network. We don't want to go, but we'll be back soon. Check it. We out.
Yeah. I can't stress right now. Remix. I can't stress I can't stress, I can't stress right now. I can't stress, I can't stress, I can't stress, I can't stress right now. Can't stress right now. I can't stress, I can't stress, I can't stress, I can't stress right. Every time I walk, I'm an algorithm. Move the cosmos with the street rhythm. Slide in the spaceship to the day. Everything we touch makes history. My vibe's so great, it's an energy. That's why you can't stress me. Now I'm a player with the highest degree, so let's connect and grow the family.